Alright, so this is the soft stuff that was in the armor. So we have Velcro here, won't use, and then we have these straps which are already framed, and then they're sewed onto Velcro, which again, won't use. We have some more straps. I'm guessing these are probably for the kidney connections, but they're already framed, they're already coming apart, so we won't use those. There's some more stuff with Velcro sewn onto it. Won't be using this, won't be using pretty much none of this. Is, in my opinion, none of this is really, won't work for anything. Here, I'm guessing this is for the shoulder bell. I don't really, I guess it goes into here, and then this goes into either side of the armor. Won't use it. White Velcro, won't use it. Another, the T-strap, this one is for the hand plate. Again, it's more Velcro. Velcro Arizona doesn't stay very well. Won't use it. Won't use it. Elastic, too thin. I like how they folded it over. That's good, makes it stronger, but won't use it. Here's for the rank bars. Won't use it because we'll paint it on. It looks like it's already painted on. And then here I've seen the snaps. They're very tiny, so won't use these either. And then here's a snap plate. I'm guessing it's for where the butt and the ab plate go together. Won't use that either. Here, well, I don't really like the smaller ones. They're a little bit harder to work with. So we have split rivets here, but these are a little bit harder to work with. I have bigger ones, and it's actually the right color. It's supposed to be bronze right here, and these aren't. So you're supposed to paint all the other ones on the side when you do the side ones. This one you're supposed to not paint, and it's supposed to be bronze. So with these being nickel or silver, it's not gonna be the right. You could paint it bronze, but it's not gonna look as good as this brass one. So you can tell the difference. Mine's a little bit taller, and it makes it a lot easier to actually set them. So you could use these, but I'll probably use these instead. But the washer will work. The washer will actually work. So we'll probably, out of all this, none of it we'll use. The only thing we'll use is probably the washers. So when I actually do the strapping, this is what I've already made the brackets myself. So I already have the brackets for the chest, the back, the kidney, the butt plate. I already have all those. And Betsko actually went ahead this morning and finished making these real easy. It was a 2.5, folded over to,
yeah,
and then just
helped out in sewing
double stitched them. That's the short ones. Here's the long ones for the chest and the ab plate. And then here we're going to use this for the shoulder straps, the soft shoulder straps to connect the chest and then connect the back. There's actually supposed to be a black one. We're going to use a black one, and it connects the bicep to the forearm. And then we have some elastic, black elastic. We're going to use that for the hand plates. So you have one here and then one here. And actually, that way, when you only put one in there, it's going to go either up one way or the other. So if you put it in the back, then the front will be going up. So that way I put 2 in, so you don't have that problem. We also need 3/4. We don't have it just yet, but we need a 3/4. And that one, let me see the shoulder bell. The 3/4 fits nicely into here. The 1 inch is just a little bit too big. Doesn't quite fit in there as nicely. The 3/4 fits in there perfectly. And then we just, everything we don't use E6000. The only thing we use E6000 for, what do we use E6000 for?
Used to use it on the strappings on the inside.
Yeah, so all I use is Zap-A-Gap right now for everything. But again, I'm an experienced builder, so when I do it, I want it to dry just like that. I don't want to take it 24 hours.
Yeah, but the first time you do this,
Obviously, yeah, the first time.
you do this, you want to use E6000 because you're able to break it and reseat things if you don't feel like you got it right.
And then we got the 1 inch for the drop boxes. And then also, if you're doing the bra connection or the hook connection for the shin, you want 1 inch white. And then I already have, we have for the belt, for the new belt, we have the rivets. We have the split rivets for the cod piece and for the side section. And then we have snaps. So I'll show you my snaps compared to theirs. You can tell it's quite a bit different size. They're not as big. So these are easy. They're really cheap and easy to get, and I know these will not come apart when I snap them together. Those, I have no idea who makes these and how good these are, so I'm not going to put these together and then you go to put something on and it fails. When I know these work. And then also, one thing they didn't put in there is for the ammo knee, you actually use these right here, and these just go into where the hole is. You don't use rivets, and you don't, well, you could use split rivets, but this is actually what you're supposed to use. They're little pop rivets, and then you just compress them. And for all the, I don't have any more. I don't have any of the correct ones, but we use just the nuts for all of these. All I have is Phillips tip, but he's got the flat tips. And then we're just going to connect these to the armor with this. No washers. Once you screw them down, and then what we do, this is what we use the E6000 for. We just put a dab of E6000. Once it's tightened on, you put a dab of E6000 right here on the front, and then they won't come off.
Anovos and AP, and a comparison between the two.
So everybody's complaining about the wonkiness, and if you look here, it bulges out right about here compared
See
to
the sides, yeah.
AP, which is sanitized.
Pretty smooth.
So it's a lot smoother. And then also, these are very crisp, the lines, so everything sinks in. This is a lot better than RS because it doesn't have all the little dimples and whatnot in it. It's
so
a
this
lot
floats
cleaner.
in, it's very soft. So I'd say these are soft and these are sharp. That's a big difference, right?
Okay. And then if you look, same thing with the ears. These are a lot sharper.
Yeah, it's deeper on the cuts. I don't know if you can get that on the video. It's the valleys are deeper on the earbuds, and this is really soft. This is just blah, 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 blah. So.
And then with this kit, which I've noticed with quite a few, the ears, we could probably trim that just a tiny bit more and get it to sit just a little bit more flush. Does it matter? No. Most of the ones that are in the movie have craters in there. So this might be a little bit much for somebody when you're out there playing Star Wars and somebody's 5 feet away from me. In the movies, this is fine. And then one thing I noticed, this is supposed to be a pencil width. Where's that pencil at?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a pencil width right here. So if you look at his, and then you look at that one, see how much farther down they are? So if you come right here, so from here to there, you can see how much the very edge of those should be touching the pencil. And it's too far away. And then the teeth. See, there you go. If you look at here, they're right up on it.
Top.
So the teeth, people are saying that this is based off the move-along helmet, where if you see how the teeth come in, so this one is flat here. It's really close to the edge. These two, actually these three go in. So this might be based off the move-along helmet. And then there's also...
Well, let's stay on the teeth for the AP. You notice that there's almost no edge on the inside. It's right up against... Can you get that? Yeah. So it's... And when Mike uses the word sanitized, yeah, it's flattened out.
It's very clean.
This is very sharp.
There's also supposed to be a little hump here. And it's got the... They call it a pill. There's like a pill detail in here. So it's got that. It's not flat. It actually comes around.
That's the same on these. That actually matches out pretty
And
close.
then one thing, Anovos made this so that it resembles the movies. So they left a lot of return edge right here. If you look at the AP, we trimmed most of that off. Doesn't matter for 501st. If you like it better with it, if you don't like it, you could do either way.
So it's important to note, this is approvable out of the box.
There's
nothing with that you would...
a lot of people complain about the teeth here, like the paint. That's still approvable. That's fine. Same thing with the brow. It's all approvable. Some people are saying right here
Yeah, the trap cuts.
that this isn't cut in enough. That if you look at here,
We brought it all the way back to the top of the ear.
kind of push that in. We got it all the way to the edge. Here, it's not. People are like, well, what can I do to fix it? No problem. If you're going to fix the ears anyways, you got to take these 3 screws out. There should be another screw in there. And actually from the movie one, they have a rivet here and a rivet here. And then these 3 screws hold it down. So if it's not riveted in, which is hard to tell because they got this stupid whatever this is there. But once we take it all this crap out, then we're going to figure out if it's a rivet. If it's a screw, we can unscrew it, take the face off the cap and back, and then we can trim this all the way to the edge. We can trim it both ways, use a file, and file down, deburr whatever we trim off. So we can do it for actually this side is actually pretty good.
I wanted to call out one more thing about the sharpness. You keep it just like that. You can see on this bucket that came with the Anovos kit, this is really pronounced and very sharp. And that was the first thing when I pulled out I noticed, because you'll see on the AP kit, it almost disappears and floats away, right? I mean, we're getting different angles here, and you can see how soft that is. So the appearance is soft when you look straight onto that. This doesn't stick out to me, and when I put this on, that was the first thing that stuck out to me. And Mike's making a note to tell me, because I didn't understand this, but these are original pulls, so this is much closer to an actual pull off of the set.
And also, what I've noticed is if you look at the piece right here, it's very soft on the AP. It's very pronounced on the Anovos.
And I'm so glad they painted this, because I can't do that.
And then they actually did a very good job painting here.
And the mic tips. I mean, everything's approvable.
Yeah, the mic tips.
And then inside, so you've seen a lot of posts. I've seen a lot of pictures of guys who are doing different things with their buckets. If you're going to do the inside with a color, if you're going to plastic dip, as some guys are doing, Mike's talking about taking this apart. That's really your best bet. Take it apart, mask it off, do your painting, then step forward from there if you want to do it. That's how I did this. I painted this before we put it in the assembly. But with the kit on the strapping on the inside, this is all going to come out. Is this approval? Absolutely. Would I wear this for a long troop? No way. I think this would really bug me. I think it would. I'm not big on the hat liner. I think this piece floats too much.
Well, that and this piece is going to hit your nose.
Yeah, I just think that, is it for my kid to run around in the house and play with? Probably, but if I wanted to troop in it, no. So I've seen some posts on what people are asking about this, and I want to pull this out since we're here already.
And you can already tell just by doing that. See how everything just came out.
This is the proper green. And I think that you can probably get, I'm going to pull one of these out to show. So first, if you want to get in there and see what we've done with the eyepieces, I don't know how you get the angle in, but you notice they're bracketed in with just some straps. We just did some little shims and glued them in with Zap-A-Gap. It was very easy to do. But it allows us to take these out. And if you look at this, and I haven't done this yet, so I'm hoping it actually is just enough. Oh, it's enough. Beautiful. We'll be able to trim out. We'll be able to trim out 2 of these out of what came with the kit. So if you want to take that step, we'll film that in this series, and you'll see. We'll trim out the eyepiece. Use the sander on it to get it sanded down. You put your bracketing in. I don't know if we can get the camera in there to see the 3 brackets.
And it's on the earlier videos. From the previous TK.
Yes, it's the same thing, and then we're just going to slide them in, like you've seen from Mike's previous videos. The movie star here.
And obviously, this is, I don't like how this is done either. A lot of people are saying theirs isn't even in there. The screen mesh, it fell out. So here.
Mine's taped. Mine's terrible.
So I'll show
Don't
you.
use mine for an example. Yeah, we'll pull all this out. You can see the screw Mike was talking about here if you want to get it. Yeah, there you
So
go.
on mine, I just cut them into 2 sections taped them in and then E6000 them. And then once it was glued, then I took the tape off and then E6000 wherever else it needed more. And they haven't moved since. There's a couple pieces that lifted a little bit, but it's not going to go anywhere.
Oh yeah, this just popped right out.
And then I did the same thing with his, but I made it to where this one, you can just turn it that ever so slightly, and then they'll come out. You can see it right here. This piece will turn.
Can't see.
See how this turns?
Oh yeah, you put yours to
Oh yeah.
screw.
So that one will actually turn. The other ones, because it's you got to buy screws all the time, and it's just a pain in the butt. This way is a pain in the butt to do. The other way is a lot easier. But this is a lot easier to take them in and out if you ever need to change them. All of them, when I do it, I do the chin strap. This is actually a Trooper Bay chin strap, but I stopped doing the Trooper Bay because it's got the snap. I don't ever use the snap. It's just so much easier just to figure out how big you need it and make one strap. This one strap will go on and off. You don't ever need to unsnap it.
And
This
we
is
run
more screen accurate, but for everyday trooping, this is all you need is just one elastic strap. I've been trying to find these. These are very hard to find, but these are the donuts that we used to use for the old Army, the Kevlar helmets, and then they fit inside the webbing, and it lets the head air out, and then it just puts cushioning. I put 2 of them in there, and I just glued them in, and then I can't remember the actual website, but these are just knee pads. I had more in there, but it just got in the way, so I put one in the front and one in the back, and that's good enough right there. So one thing I did notice on the Anovos, once we took out how easy it came out for one. So once we took it out, there is just 3 screws. So like I was saying, the 2, and then the third bottom one, and then there's one right in the middle. And that one in the middle that we can't see holds the face to the cap and back. So all we got to do is unscrew these, plus the one down here, unscrew those, plus the one here. The ears will come off, and then the face will come off. Then you can sit there if you want to. You can trim these down easier with the Dremel. And then you can fix this part right here with cutters and then use a file. And then a lot of people are also complaining about they don't like this, their little S one. This one I actually bought from UK. This is SW149. And this one is a lot thicker, but you can see the S a lot better. This one, not quite an S, but it is an S, but it's not like this one is an S. So this one's approvable. I don't know about Centurion though. I'm guessing it probably will be, but it's a lot different. But this is actually one from the UK. You have one from
Trooper Bay.
From Trooper Bay?
Yeah.
So the Trooper Bay one is actually skinnier than this one. So if you put it up next to it, you can see it's just a tiny bit skinnier. So some people have to glue in the Trooper Bay one. This one I don't really have to glue in because it's so much thicker and it sits in there a lot better. I like this thicker one better. But again, it's from the UK, so you're going to have to spend just as much in shipping and handling as you are to actually buy these. And I bought about 3 meters, and I think I only worked like on 3 or 4 helmets. So
What if they live in the UK?
if you live in the UK, it's perfect. But if you live in the States like me, luckily I had a bunch of different helmets, so I use this on a bunch of my helmets. But if you're just going to buy it for one helmet, it's probably not. It's easier and cheaper to go with Trooper Bay.
So it's not hard to tear down. I think if people are nervous, if they got it and they want to take the next step up.
Oh, and
they
also
do it,
the screws. The screws are a little bit different than what I use. So these aren't flat. These are flat. So not 100% sure if they'll kick you back. 501st is fine, but for EIB Centurion, it's up for grabs on if that's going to be approvable or not. So what we're going to end up doing on this one is we already got a crack here. But this right here, we can use ABS paste. A lot of people are wondering, here's ABS paste right here. But we can line that in the back, ABS paste it, and then this will be just as strong as if there wasn't a crack there. So some people were saying, oh, I can't fit it on my head, my head's too big. If you look at here, without taking this off, from what they've trimmed, there's still quite a bit of a funny edge right here. It's not smooth. You can sit there and trim this out more. Actually on mine is trimmed to where it's right here on the bottom of the black. So you can trim quite a bit of this off, and it'll make it bigger.
If somebody wanted to trim up on the bottom of these bubbles,
I wouldn't trim the actual bubbles, I would trim right where the black.
okay.
Right there.
So if yours is painted to that, Mike's saying about a finger in,
So if
don't
you
go
look,
any
if you look at
more.
mine's trimmed right to the black.
But you can definitely get more out of the back. As you can see, like you're talking about this lip.
Yeah,
you can get down to the bubble.
Cut this lip off and make it
If
just
you're going to do that, your S trim that came with your kit probably will not fit
yeah, it'll be way too
when you're
small.
done. So if you're going to do it, go ahead and order an S trim. Do your trimming on the bucket. Get it to fit.
It all depends on if
Go from there.
this is too small for your head. If it fits on you, then it's fine the way it is. But if it's too small, you can't fit it onto your head, and you need a little bit of room, then I would definitely trim this off and get another S trim. But one thing you're going to have to be careful of is, depending on how much you trim off here, you're going to have to trim the bottom of the ears, and you got to be careful with this hole. So you don't want to trim to the hole. Like this one's a little bit closer, so you're probably going to have to trim no farther than about here. So that way this stays.
So this is what it looks like when you take it out. It's obviously not much to it. It is the generics on a headliner.
Some people use the real nice
Yeah,
headliners.
so you can go get yourself a real nice headliner. The Home Depot and Lowe's carry them for the internals of the hard hats, and you can get that and replace it if you want.
Or foam.
You know what? Everybody that we know usually uses a foam. You don't go back because the foam's so comfortable. This, I'm seeing about an hour in this and wanting to just rip it off. So.
I actually had, when I first joined 7 years ago, for my FX, this is pretty much the norm what we used back then. I had it in there for maybe 2-3 months, and I took it out. This is worthless. For one, this one, mine had a little thing where you could tighten it,
Those are
and once it tightened on your forehead, it gave you a headache because you had to have it so tight, and then it wobbled. So the helmet wobbled, but this part stayed tight on your head. So this is garbage. The best thing to do is just put the foam in there. It's supposed to be a star foam, and then put the chin strap. The chin strap's going to keep it on your head. The foam's going to keep it to where it's the right height, and the chin strap is going to keep it from moving and bobbing up and down or left or right. Like if you turn too quick, your helmet stays there, but your head turns. And then same thing if you look up or down, you want that chin strap in there. And what I normally do is I put in, you're going to have to probably switch out this middle one because it's very short. I put a different screw in there, and I screwed the chin strap to that middle one.
I do mine on the bottoms.
You could do any one of them, but for mine I do the middle one.